On paper, Tupac died in a simple gang retaliation after stopping out a Crip in Vegas.
Wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's no
Which we
sense.
never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Nobody heard gunshots.
Oh, hell, fuck.
Like hours, 40 acres in the mule.
But when you look at the enemies, money, and politics surrounding him, that neat little story starts falling apart. Today I'm breaking down every major theory about who really killed Tupac, from the official police case, to industry conspiracies, to government plots, and rating each one by how possible it really is. And by the end, you'll understand why the simple answer might be hiding a much darker truth.
I remember you was conflicted, misusing your influence.
The surface versus the depth. September 7th, 1996, Las Vegas, Nevada. Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight leave a Mike Tyson fight, riding in Suge's BMW. Hours later, Pac is fighting for his life with multiple gunshot wounds. 6 days later, he's dead at 25 years old. The official story is clean: gang retaliation. Blood-affiliated death row humiliates a Crip on camera. Crip spin back the same night. Case closed. But here's the problem with clean stories. They usually aren't telling you the whole truth.
Sometimes I did the same, abusing my power full of resentment.
And when you're dealing with someone as influential, as loud, and as politically dangerous as Tupac Shakur, simple gang beef starts looking like a convenient cover story.
We keep going, that means we represent that many votes. If we can represent that many votes, we gotta let these politicians be scared of us. That means every time we drop something, y'all gotta pick it up. Every time y'all call for us, we gonna come.
Today, I'm ranking every major theory about Tupac's murder by probability, from the street-level trigger pullers to the industry puppet masters to the government agencies that had every reason to want him silenced. We're going from surface level to the depths, and by the end, you'll understand why the question isn't just who killed Tupac, it's who wanted him dead and who benefited from making it look like just another hip-hop casualty. Chapter 1, the official story, Crip Retaliation. Let's start with what the police say happened, because even if it's not the whole truth, it's definitely part of the truth. The Vegas night, hard facts. September 7th, 1996. Tupac and Suge Knight attend the Mike Tyson vs. Bruce Seldon fight at the MGM Grand. After the fight, in the MGM lobby, hotel cameras capture Tupac and Death Row affiliates stopping out Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, a Southside Compton Crip. The beating is brutal and public. Anderson gets embarrassed in front of hundreds of people. According to gang code, that kind of disrespect demands immediate retaliation. Later that night, around 11:15 p.m., Pac and Suge are sitting at a red light on the Las Vegas Strip when a white Cadillac pulls up alongside them. Someone opens fire. Tupac takes multiple bullets to the chest, pelvis, and lung. Suge gets grazed in the head but survives. September 13th, 1996. Tupac Shakur is pronounced dead. The police case. From day one, Las Vegas police focused on Southside Compton Crips. The motive was obvious: retaliation for the MGM beating. Orlando Anderson became a prime suspect immediately, but Anderson denied involvement and was never charged. He was later killed in a separate shooting in 1998, taking whatever knowledge he had to the grave.
Resentment that turned into a deep depression. Found myself screaming in the hotel room.
Enter Keefe D. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, Orlando Anderson's uncle and a Southside Compton Crip OG, changes everything in the 2000s when he starts talking. In multiple interviews and eventually a book, Keefe D claims he was in the white Cadillac that pulled up next to Pac and Suge. He says he provided the gun, a .40 caliber, and handed it to the back seat where Orlando Anderson and another Crip were sitting. According to Keefe D, the shots came from that back seat. He positions himself as the orchestrator, but not the shooter. In 2023, nearly 27 years later, Las Vegas finally arrests and charges Keefe D as the mastermind behind Tupac's murder. He pleads not guilty and is currently awaiting trial. My rating, 6 to 7 out of 10. Here's why this story gets a solid but not perfect score. The motive is clean. The timing is perfect. The alleged mastermind has confessed to his role multiple times. The evidence fits the basic timeline. But here's what bothers me about stopping here. This explains who pulled the trigger, not who wanted Tupac dead. And when you're dealing with someone as threatening to powerful interests as Pac, Focusing only on the street-level soldiers might be missing the real puppet masters. A clean story doesn't mean it's the complete story. It might just mean someone did a good job making it look simple.
I didn't want to self-destruct. The evils of Lucy was all around me.
Chapter 2, Industry Power Play. Diddy, Suge, and the Puppet Masters. 8 to 9 out of 10. This is where we move from who fired the gun to who might have ordered the hit. And this is where things get really interesting. The Diddy bounty theory. Multiple times over the years, Keefe D has claimed that Sean Diddy Combs put a bounty on death row members, specifically Tupac and Suge Knight, allegedly offering around $1 million to have them killed. Think about the context.
Just like any gang, Death Row Records got into a fight with another similar record label, East Coast label Bad Boy, which was run by Sean Puffy Combs. This feud quickly turned into a full-blown rivalry. Both the parties wanted each other dead. Combs even put a bounty on Suge's head, as Death Row security chief Reggie White Jr. recalls.
Puff told him he would give him $1 million if they killed Suge and Tupac.
Suge Knight and Tupac got into a fight and beat up Orlando Anderson. But Anderson wasn't just a harmless man who would let this pass. He was a member of the Crips, and Combs allegedly approached Anderson, offering him money to end Tupac and Suge. The shooting ended up killing Tupac while Suge survived. Some people think Suge sacrificed Tupac as a shield during the drive-by shooting. And how I read on the night he died.
East Coast versus West Coast tension is at its absolute peak in 1996. Tupac is publicly calling out Bad Boy Records and Diddy by name, accusing them of knowing about the Quad Studio shooting that nearly killed him in 1994. He's embarrassing them in interviews, on songs, in public. From a business perspective, Tupac represents an existential threat to Bad Boy's empire and Diddy's reputation. He's not just competing, he's trying to destroy them. Now, if you're a business executive facing that level of threat, what do? You don't get your hands dirty directly. You put money on the table and let the streets handle the dirty work. You get plausible deniability while your biggest problem disappears. Important legal reality check. Diddy has consistently denied paying for any hit on Tupac or anyone else. He has never been charged in connection with Tupac's murder. Law enforcement has publicly stated that the current case against Keefe D is about Keefe D and the Crips, not about Diddy or any industry figures. I'm rating motives and patterns here, not making legal accusations, but motives and patterns matter when you're trying to understand who really benefits from someone's death.
In this video, Puff Daddy was asked something about putting Tupac Shakur on hit and got mad while answering it. Look how it started.
Now it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you, listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you have to do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
The Suge Knight angle. Suge Knight presents an even more complex puzzle because he was literally in the car when Pac got shot. Theory 1. Suge orchestrated Pac's death because Tupac was planning to leave death row, and killing him was cheaper than paying him the millions he was owed. Theory 2. Suge was the real target, and Pac just caught the bullets because he was sitting in the passenger seat. Here's what's suspicious about the Suge situation. He walked away from that shooting with minor injuries, while Pac, sitting right next to him, took fatal shots to vital organs. That's either incredibly unlucky for Pac or incredibly convenient for whoever wanted him gone. My rating, 8 to 9 out of 10. This gets my highest probability rating because it explains everything the official story doesn't. Who had the money to orchestrate a professional hit? Industry executives. Who had the motive to want Tupac permanently silenced? People whose careers he was threatening. Who had the connections to weaponize existing gang tensions? People who understood both business and street politics. The beauty of this theory is that it doesn't contradict the official story, it just adds a layer above it. The Crips still pulled the trigger. They just weren't the ones who really wanted Tupac dead. Someone with serious money and serious motives used existing gang beef as a delivery system for a business decision.
How the fuck Snoop gonna tell the world that them is his homies?
Look, calm down, I'ma handle it, all right?
Calm down?
Now who the fuck are you yelling at?
You either handle it or I'ma fucking handle that shit.
You watch who the fuck you talking to. You done lost his fucking mind talking to me crazy.
If you knew who killed Tupac, would you tell the police? Absolutely not. Why not? Because it's not my job. I don't get paid to solve homicides. I don't get paid to tell on people. If you knew, you wouldn't tell them? No.
Going back and forth trying to convince myself the stripes I earned. Or maybe how A1 my foundation was.
Chapter 3, Government/FBI/COINTELPRO 2.0, 5 to 6 out of 10. Now we're moving into conspiracy territory, but it's conspiracy with historical precedent. Why people suspect government involvement. Tupac wasn't just a rapper, he was the son of Black Panther Afeni Shakur.
Did you know that in 1970, Tupac's mother Afeni Shakur, who was pregnant with him and facing a life sentence, represented herself in court and won? On April 2nd, 1969, Afeni Shakur, along with 20 other New York Black Panthers, was arrested and charged with conspiracy. Carol H. Lefcourt was assigned to represent Afeni, but Afeni believed that her tiny, squeaky voice wouldn't command respect in the courtroom. Despite having no prior law experience, Afeni stepped up to defend herself. Her courtroom brilliance was on full display when she cross-examined NYPD Detective Ralph White. He was one of 3 undercover agents who had infiltrated the New York Panthers. Afeni got White to admit that he and his fellow agents were the ones committing crimes within the Panther organization. She also got him to admit that he deliberately gave the police misinformation about the Panthers. The truth about the NYPD's corrupt tactics had a profound impact on.
But while my loved ones was fighting a continuous war back in the city, I was entering a new one.
Raised on revolutionary politics and unafraid to speak truth to power. By 1996, Pac had massive influence over young Black America. He was speaking openly against police brutality, mass incarceration, systemic racism, and government oppression. His voice carried weight that politicians and law enforcement saw as dangerous.
A war that was based on apartheid and discrimination.
History teaches us that the U.S. government has a long track record of targeting influential Black voices. COINTELPRO against the Black Panthers, surveillance and harassment of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and other civil rights leaders. The FBI had files on Tupac. They were monitoring his activities, his associations, his influence. They saw him as more than just an entertainer. They saw him as a potential political threat.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. If you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, 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 push, 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 step, 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 crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, you know, I feel like, instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad whitey, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted. And we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning Black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help. Because we have been here, we have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for.
Made me want to go back to the city and tell the homies what I learned. The word was respect.
How this theory works. Instead of a clean government assassination, sniper on a rooftop, poison in his drink, the theory suggests they let existing industry and gang tensions do the work for them. Why risk the exposure of a direct government hit when you can manipulate existing enemies into handling your problem? Let the streets kill them. Let it look like just another hip-hop casualty, and nobody investigates too deeply. The simple Crip retaliation story becomes the perfect cover for a more sophisticated operation. Evidence versus speculation. There's no smoking gun here. No declassified documents ordering Tupac's assassination. No official admission. No whistleblower with concrete proof. What we do have is surveillance records showing the government was watching Pac closely. We have a historical pattern of targeting influential black voices. We have Tupac's own paranoia and public statements about being targeted by powerful forces. My rating, 5 to 6 out of 10. I'm giving this middle probability not because I have proof, but because the pattern fits too well to ignore. If you're black, loud, influential, and talking about revolution in America, history shows the system isn't just watching you, it's planning around you. Tupac checked all those boxes. Could the government have nudged existing enemies toward a solution that served their interests? Based on what they've done before, absolutely. Do I have proof they did it? No. But I don't think it's crazy to consider that powerful people in Washington saw Tupac as a problem that needed solving.
Well, actually, the story that they were talking about is called Soldier Story. And it wasn't about killing cops at all. That's just what the media took, because you know they're going to take what they want. It was about somebody who was so scared of police brutality that he panicked when they pulled him over.
Okay, so you don't advocate cop killing?
Not at all. I don't advocate violence in any way.
I'm just curious as to whether the song that he was listening to had anything to do with cop killing, or...
No, I just said I don't write songs about cop killing.
But it did have the lyrics in there.
Don't 6 of the songs on your album mention cop killing?
No.
Oh, that's not true.
No, all my songs talk about police brutality and self-defense. Now that's something different.
If we're going to talk about police, this man over here is in a really rough area, and he puts his life on the line every day.
I got so much respect for him for that, but look, we have to live in the same neighborhoods without bulletproof vests, without backup, without walkie-talkies, without guns, without tear gas, without pepper spray, without batons. So now we have to fix the problem.
These people don't see it every day.
No, but what I would like to see is for children in our country to have a better future than what you guys have. And that's not going to happen when he's repressing his generation and his people by saying they have no hope.
What do you know about my people?
I know a lot about your people.
What do you know about my people? Just because you charity, give money, wipe the guilt away, does not mean you know about the young black man of today's society.
What would you say is the answer to that? Violence?
No, it's making music. It's what I'm doing now. It sparks dialogue, and that's how laws get made. That's how change get made.
I see no changes. All I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races. We under. I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the waste. Take the evil out the people that we acting right. Cause both black and white smoking black tonight. And the only time we chill is when we kill each other. It takes skill to be real time to heal each other.
Okay, let's get serious. All BS aside, it all comes down to we got to survive here in this country. Cause I'm not going back to Africa. I mean, if this is truly a melting pot, then we really need to be like that. White folks, black folks.
Chapter 4. Tupac is still alive.
Suge Knight just said Tupac is alive. During an interview with TMZ, he said that Tupac was alive while he was at the hospital.
When I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
Then the TMZ worker would then ask if Tupac is still alive.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
Then a never-before-released interview with Suge Knight 13 years ago would be released, revealing this.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did.
Just because you wore a different gang color than mine's doesn't mean I can't respect you as a black man.
0 to 1/10. Look, I have to address this because it's such a persistent theory, but let's get real about it. The survival myth. Some fans believe Tupac faked his death and escaped to Cuba, Barbados, or some other Caribbean location where he's living and hiding. They point to the Machiavelli name, referencing Niccolo Machiavelli, who wrote about faking your death to escape enemies. They analyze the 7 Day Theory album for hidden clues. They claim blurry photos and shaky videos show Tupac alive years after his supposed death. The Michael Nice story. A British man named Michael Nice claimed he helped smuggle Pac from a Las Vegas hospital to Barbados and then to Cuba, supposedly with approval from Fidel Castro. NICE's story includes detailed logistics about boats, safe houses, and international connections, but no verifiable proof has ever surfaced to support any of these claims.
You know how the theory goes, Tupac died?
Yeah.
But he's actually alive.
Yeah, he's like in Barbados or some shit like that.
Yeah. You know the last picture of Tupac in the car with Suge Knight?
Yeah.
There's no keys in the ignition.
What?
In the picture. The last picture of Tupac, fam. There's no keys in the ignition.
What does that mean though? Like
that means it was staged.
Oh.
So not only was there no keys in the ignition, they asked all of the people.
Yeah.
Like they looked for bystanders everywhere. Nobody heard gunshots.
Oh, fuck.
Just look at the pic, fam. Look closely. It's an empty key. Like there's nothing. Yo, there's nothing. What the fuck?
Nah.
Like it's not even. It's literally empty. This is not no push to start, fam. This is.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say, is it a?
No.
There's no way.
This is way back. And this car wouldn't have.
My rating, 0 to 1 out of 10. I understand why people want this to be true. Losing Tupac at 25 feels like losing a voice the world desperately needed. The idea that he's somewhere creating art and living peacefully is emotionally appealing. But legally, medically, and factually, Tupac Shakur died on September 13th, 1996 at University Medical Center in Las Vegas. The survival theories are cultural mythology, not realistic possibilities. Sometimes the hardest truth is also the simplest one. Chapter 5. Inside the Crip story. Who actually fired? 5 to 7 out of 10. Even if we accept that someone in Keefe D's Cadillac fired the fatal shots, there are still questions about exactly whose hand was on the trigger. Variance within the car. Keefe D's story has shifted slightly over the years, but it always places the shooter in the back seat of his Cadillac. Version 1. Orlando Anderson pulled the trigger himself.
But I don't know. I'm no mortal man.
Version 2. Another Crip in the back seat, possibly DeAndre Big Dre Smith, fired the shots while Anderson was present. Version 3. The gun was passed around, and whoever had it when they pulled up next to Pac took the shot.
Maybe I'm just another nigga.
Why the specifics matter. Understanding who physically pulled the trigger matters for legal proceedings, but it doesn't change the bigger picture.
I was gonna call it another nigga, but it ain't really a poem. I just felt like it's something you probably could relate to.
Someone in that car almost definitely fired those shots. What I'm less certain about is which exact hand held the gun, and more importantly, who told that hand to squeeze.
Other than that, now that I finally got a chance to holler at you, I always want to ask you.
My rating, 5 to 7 out of 10. I think someone in Keefe D's Cadillac fired the shots that killed Tupac. Call that 7 out of 10 confidence. What I'm less sure about is the precise choreography inside the car, which shooter was which, and how much of Keefe D's story is accurate versus self-serving. But the bigger question remains, were those shooters acting on their own initiative, or were they carrying out someone else's orders? Final rankings, the probability ladder. Let me give you my final assessment of who killed Tupac, ranked by likelihood. 8 to 9 out of 10.
About a certain situation, about a metaphor actually. You spoke on the ground.
Industry power play. Diddy / Suge / higher ups using gang connections. Real enemies, real money at stake, real motives for wanting Pac gone permanently. Using existing gang tensions as a delivery system for a business decision. This explains both the street level execution and the higher level motivation.
What you mean by that? What the ground represent?
The ground is gonna open up and swallow the evil.
6 to 7 out of 10. Official Crip retaliation story. Clean motive. Keefe D's confession fits the surface timeline. Someone from that Cadillac almost certainly pulled the trigger, but this might be explaining the how without explaining the why.
Right.
That's how I see it. My word is born. I see, and the ground is the symbol for the poor people.
5 to 6 out of 10. Government / COINTELPRO - type involvement. No smoking gun evidence, but the historical pattern is too consistent to ignore. Pac was exactly the type of influential black voice the government has targeted before. Could they have manipulated existing enemies? Based on history, yes.
The poor people was gonna open up this whole world and swallow up the rich people, because the rich people gonna be so fat.
0 to 1 out of 10. Tupac still alive. Emotionally appealing, but factually unsupported. Sometimes the hardest truth is the simplest one.
And they're gonna be so appetizing, you know what I'm saying? Wealthy, appetizing.
The deeper truth. Here's my conclusion. On paper, Tupac died because he stomped out the wrong Crip in Vegas and they retaliated the same night. That's the surface story and is probably partially true. But on a deeper level, I think Tupac died because he was too loud, too influential, and had too many powerful enemies who benefited from his silence. The streets pulled the trigger, but I don't think the streets were the only ones who wanted him gone.
We're gonna be so poor and hungry, right? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be...
Tupac represented a threat to multiple power structures, industry executives whose careers he was damaging, government agencies who saw him as a dangerous political voice, and street organizations who felt disrespected by his actions. When you have that many enemies with that much money and power, eventually someone finds a way to solve their problem permanently.
There might be some cannibalism out this month. They might eat the rich, you know what I'm saying?
The lasting question. 28 years later, we're still asking who killed Tupac. Not because the evidence is unclear, but because the official story feels incomplete. A 25-year-old revolutionary artist with a Pulitzer Prize level voice gets killed in what looks like simple gang retaliation? That's either the world's most tragic coincidence or the world's most convenient cover story. I know which one feels more likely to me. Those are my probability rankings for who really killed Tupac Shakur. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which theory makes the most sense to you? Do you think we'll ever get the complete truth about what happened that night in Vegas?
I see myself as a natural-born hustler, a true hustler in every sense of the word.
And remember, asking these questions isn't about disrespecting Pac's memory. It's about understanding that when voices this powerful get silenced, we owe it to them and to ourselves to look deeper than the surface story about solving a murder case.
Although the butterfly and caterpillar are completely different, they are one and the same.
It's about understanding how power operates when it feels threatened, and what happens to people who refuse to stay quiet.
What's your perspective on that?
About injustice. Until next time, keep asking the hard questions. Because someone powerful is counting on you not to.